reception. That's too bad. All right. We are live to the internets. So that's good. I need show notes, so I know what the hell I'm talking about. All right, the the two orange parts, that's where we break, because we record this in one shot, and then we split it into two 30-minute shows. So the orange is where the new show splits. So once we get to the orange part, then a little silence, and then I'll read the new orange part, and we'll go on to the second.
Okay.
All right, in case you're wondering. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's show. This is the Disney Parks Podcast, and on this week's show, we have news about a new fireworks dessert party, a Disneyland Paris info, and Wine Bar George finally opens, and we have a special guest host, Kristen, from Dining at Disney. Whoop whoop!
Hello!
Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody!
So, before we start, Kristen, tell everybody just a little bit about Dining at Disney and what you all do, and WW Tiki Room, too.
Well, at Dining at Disney, we talk about everything food and dining and drink related. We've got the blog as well as the podcast, which you will be on later this week.
Yeah. The 29th? Next week.
Wait, that's next week.
Yeah, next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting all my dates mixed up. I don't know. I'm like jumping ahead and.
Yeah. I may have to come back
because happens.
I'm going to that wellness cooking demo on June 9th.
That should be fun.
Yeah, so maybe I'll have to come back and we'll do maybe a recap on that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah. All right, Kristen, want to kick us off with some food news from the Magic Kingdom?
Yes, the After Fireworks dessert party is coming to Magic Kingdom Park. This will be taking place. There will be a special viewing area in the Plaza Garden. Then afterwards, you're going to head over to Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant and enjoy an all-you-care-to-enjoy desserts. So you get plenty to eat. Some of the things that you'll be able to experience include S'mores Action Station, which is featuring Frontierland, Pineapple Delights, of course that's Adventureland, Ooey Gooey Toffee Cakes from Liberty Square, Macaroons from Fantasyland. There will be a cookie table, which is featuring Tomorrowland. And then for Main Street USA, you have strawberry tarts. For those of you that are looking for snacks that aren't as sweet, there will be cheese cubes, spinach dip with crackers, and house-made mini egg rolls. Fresh fruit will also be available. And then for beverages, there'll things be such as sparkling apple juice, coffee, tea, and milk. In addition, on July 3rd and 4th and select nights during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, there will be special themed holiday treats as well as the holiday fireworks. For those of you interested in the After Fireworks dessert party, call 407-WDW-DINE. The pricing for that is $69 for adults. Children, which is ages 3 to 9, is $41. And as of May 24th, online reservations will be available.
So, I went to this a long time ago, and it was not $69. It was, I think, probably about $45, maybe even less.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And it was at the Tomorrowland Terrace, so you sat and watched the fireworks, and then...
Oh.
You got to your table, and then they opened up the dessert area, so you had dessert, and then you watched the fireworks, and then you had more dessert. So I think this has become so popular now that they're using that area in front of the castle to put everybody, and then the Tomorrowland is really not for sitting, but for just getting your desserts now.
Oh.
Because I think it's become so popular they can't table everybody.
Yeah.
So I think you might have to stand to eat your dessert, or maybe high tops to.
High tops would make sense because then you could get about 4 people around a table.
Yeah, I would just grab my dessert and go to the upper level of the Tomorrowland Terrace and sit down, where there are tables and chairs. That would be me.
Did you like it when you went?
I loved it. We sat right. We got lucky. We got there early, about an hour early, and they were setting up. And they had pre-assigned tables, and we found that our table was going to be all the way in the back. We're like, no, that's not going to work for us. So we convinced the lady to give us the table up front. She swapped numbers on the tables, and we sat right up front. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Probably the other good place to be sitting would be next to the desserts. That would be option number 2 if you can't get up front.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So it was good. I really enjoyed it. I've tried to book it again. And every time I call, they tell me this: we don't have any dates open. Well, like how far out? Like they're like, no, 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. I've tried doing this twice now, and they can't. The system won't show them an open date. It only you have to pick a date, and then they'll tell you, it's sold out. It's sold out. It's sold out. It's sold out. And then after a while, you get bored and you go, you know what? Forget it. And I hang up. I say I'm done.
Wow. That's not a good way to do that.
Yeah. So if you do want to do this, I would definitely take advantage of 180 days or more. Because I don't think there's a... since you have to... I think you have to pay for this up front. I think they were also doing... And I'm not sure if they still do this. You can book the day of. Like if you go to the Magic Kingdom in the morning, go to guest services on Main Street and book this. So, maybe I'll just have to do that one day.
See if they can find something available.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, do you have something today? Yeah, maybe they fill it with the people that canceled their stuff. I don't know. So, anywho, go check that out if you can. Hey, Disneyland Paris is adding the Lion King show to its 2019 entertainment lineup. So, favorite characters such as Simba, Nala, Timon, Pumbaa, along with the iconic songs from the classic story from the film, will come to life on stage for a brand new musical production based on The Lion King in a newly renovated Chaparral Theater in Disneyland Park. The Lion King show is just one of the many entertainment options available to guests at Disneyland Paris. Paris gets the good shows. Shanghai gets the good shows. We get nothing. We get nothing.
Why?
Because we don't have a good place to put them. You know.
Why are they so mean to us?
And I think we're going to talk about it later. But the one place where it was going to happen is not going to happen in the Magic Kingdom. So I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't. So okay, maybe for the 50th we'll get something good.
I hope so. I hope we get something amazing for the 50th.
Yeah, I heard they're working on 50 new things for the 50th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't think some of them will be stellar, like the Tron coaster. I think some of them will be, hey, we put a character over there. Did you see that? That's number 40.
Right.
We changed the
It
map.
seems
That's
to me that they would just hold off on everything, like have everything finished like right before, and then it'd just be crazy madness.
Yeah, I don't think Disney would explode or implode. Hey, if you have a chance this weekend, May 26th, we are going to be at the Baseline Tap House at 7 p.m. Having a couple brews, maybe having a couple snacks. And then we hope to go over around, I think it's 9 p.m., to see the Star Wars show. So come out and see us this weekend. You will have to pay for a ticket if you don't have one, or use your annual pass, or however you want to bribe yourself into the park. But it's May 26th, 7 p.m., Baseline Tap House. And then June 23rd, we're going to the Port Orleans French Quarter for some beignets at 2 p.m.
Ooh.
Yeah. Beignets will be on us, so bring your appetite. Or come early, because once they're gone, they're gone. July 28th, we're going to attempt to go to Andy's Lunchbox at Toy Story Land. That'll be at 2 p.m. Gonna probably be a little bit hot, but you know what? For Toy Story, we'll do it.
Aljon and I may be at that one.
Oh, all right.
Because we're coming in July. I've already got, he got approved for work. I got approved to leave work. Because that's the last week of summer
Oh, cool.
Summer break.
Very nice.
So I'm taking off that. I'll miss that whole last week. That's when I'll take my vacation.
Well, come and join us. You'll have some snacks at Andy's Lunchbox.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, Toy Story turns me on. Hey, we're still we're still looking for some bloggers, photographers, videographers who want to help us out in any capacity that you can. If you go to the parks a lot and you like to take pictures, or you go to the parks a lot and you like to tell people how to plan their trips, send us an email at disneyparkspodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget that you can listen to the show on your Amazon Echo or your Google Home device. Just ask them to play the Disney Parks Podcast. Don't forget to check out our store at DisneyParksPodcast.com/shop. We still have some shirts that we're trying to unload, and might be a good place to get, a Christmas gift, Halloween gift. I don't know, something. All right, Kristen.
Okay, I'm excited about this. Cannot wait to try this place. Wine Bar George. It is finally open.
I know.
You know what's crazy is they sent out like the day before, like, oh hey, we're opening.
Yeah, I know.
Like there was no advanced media notice. Like they sent it the day before, and that was it. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
So they are now open.
Right.
Their hours are 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. So you have plenty of time to get some wine and food. George is a master sommelier. He is one of only 249 in the world. So when you think about that, that is absolutely crazy. And it's so exciting to have somebody like that open up a wine bar in Florida, the only wine bar in Florida that has a master sommelier.
Right.
And you have 130 different types of wine that are available by the ounce glass bottle with various ranges of varietals, vintages, and prices.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't heard anything about this place yet, it has 200 seats. It's located in the landings at Disney Springs. There is indoor and outdoor seating available. So you've got some beautiful views of the landing, as well as a waterfront stage. So that'll be pretty cool. They have the basket at Wine Bar George. It's going to feature European-style sandwiches, cheese, olives, hummus, charcuterie, cookies, and, of course, wine on tap. So you can get that. The wine on tap will be offered by the glass or by the carafe. Walk-ins are always welcome. You can make reservations for Wine Bar George starting May 25th, and that's going to be 4 bookings starting June 25th. So you've got, if you're going June or later, starting May 25th, you can go ahead and make your reservation. So I am marking that on my calendar. So when I go in July, I can check it out. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was there this weekend, believe it or not. You know me.
And what did you think?
You know me, opening day, go for food, go for wine. The space is very interesting. It's very broken up. There's a first floor and a second floor. First floor, second floor, and then the outside area. So it's very choppy. The downstairs is actually the smallest part of the building, which is kind of
that's
weird.
Bizarre.
Yeah, it's very weird. I think because right next to it is they took a large portion for A, the kitchen, and B, what they're calling the basket, which is like the walk-up window. So you can walk up and get food and drink. So that is, like, if you turn the corner from Raglan, that's the first thing you'll see. And, and then you start looking for a front door, and it's kind of more towards the gelato place. We sat, we really didn't care because we just wanted some food and drink. We sat right near the hostess station, right by the front door, and it was actually the front door and the side door we were sitting by, so it didn't really matter. It's fine.
Huh.
We tried a lot of the food we had. I had the meatballs and the charcuterie. They have a cheese only one or a meat only one. And then they have something called the big board, and I think that's a combo of the two. It's more for two people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just did the meat one, which came with some bread accompaniments. Like toasted bread points. What else did they have? James had the pork cheeks, and I'm not really sure how that was prepared now that I think about it. And then the other two people had the mac and cheese bites, which they were raving about. And then we had a lot of liquor.
No wine?
Yeah. James and Susan had a couple of glasses of wine. I think James even had some champagne. They even do champagne by the glass, too.
Nice.
Yeah, so you don't have to buy a whole bottle of it. I did, I first tried a beer, which I didn't have. I tried a beer, and then I did a rosé wine called Sabine, and that is, I think it was on tap. I'm not sure what on tap and by the ounce and by the glass, what's the difference? I mean, it's all some kind of open bottle. I mean, all right, a tap is probably a bigger keg. By the ounce, it's got to be coming from a tap. They're not free pouring that. So it all was weird.
Huh.
Yeah, because some of the menu is on tap is up at the top. Then there's some bottles, and then they have like by the ounce, and they'll say by the ounce, or then glass. I'm like, well, what's the difference between a glass and 6 ounces, right?
I think the ones that are served by the ounce are the high-end wines.
Oh, okay.
The expensive ones that, run a few $100s a bottle, so that way people have the opportunity to taste something that they couldn't afford to drink by the glass. So I think that's, if I remember right, based on
yeah, and it might be that they're using
media
that
that they
special
did.
cork thing too, so the bottle's never uncorked. It's just it pierces through the cork, and then it can pour out ounces of it without it going bad. I think that's probably the ones they're doing by the ounce, like you're saying, the more expensive ones, so that they're not uncorking it and then going, oh my god, we got to get rid of this before it goes bad. Upstairs was really nice too. I liked it up there. Here's my only, it's not even a complaint. So you said it seats 200 people. So I had to go upstairs and go potty to leave some of my wine that I had purchased behind. I went to the men's room. There was one urinal and one stall.
Oh, no.
For 200 people. I'm thinking, this is not going to work at 11 or 12 o'clock at night when everybody has been drinking. So I don't know what it's like in the women's room, but if we only had 2, I'm sure you.
Yeah, it's not going to be much more in the women's. It's probably 3, would be my guess.
Yeah. So
that's weird.
Very weird. Good luck with that. You'll have a better shot at going over to Marimoto's, or the Hangar Bar, or the Boathouse to go to the bathroom. You'll probably be able to
Is there a restroom? I can't remember if there's one located in that little area. I know there's one farther down, like closer to like the Edison. There's a bathroom over in that area.
Yeah, and I think around the corner by the Chappelle store and NYC Bakery, I think there's one too.
Oh yeah, I think it's right past Joffrey's.
Yeah, I think over that area there's one too. Then they also had what was it? They had a skirt steak for 2. So it comes out family style on a platter, and it's just skirt steak. There's like no vegetable or potato or skirt steak. And then they have a whole fish, and I think it was a bronzini. I think it was a bronzini, like a whole bronzini, and that was for 2 people. And the thing is, it's like $56, I think they were, something like that. Like $56 for 2 people. That's like $25. And it comes with nothing, and I got to pay for the liquor. So I just thought it was weird. I don't think you can go. I don't think it's a place to go for dinner. I don't think they're gonna have dinner. They did have some good desserts. I had an olive oil cake, which wasn't too bad. They have a chocolate experience. It's chocolate. Each kind of chocolate is paired with a wine. We didn't get to try that. We've got to go back for that. So they do have some different things there to check out. So I would say definitely check it out. If I'm not a big wine O. I'm more of a beer O.
Cider,
Moscow Mule. There is a full bar.
Malted beverages.
Yeah, malted beverages. There is a full bar. I mean, I probably could have ordered a Moscow Mule if I wanted to, but just go check it out. It definitely has a different vibe and ambiance. So I think everybody's gonna like it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. If you make reservations, include me. I'll come.
Okay. Right for me.
Yeah. Hey, Guest Relations is testing a remote location at the Transportation and Ticket Center. And I thought they always had one there, but I guess maybe they moved it. So for a long time, Guest Relations services would only be available, will be available at the Transportation and Ticket Center. For the sake of convenience and to easily be visible, Guest Relations will use Windows 3 in the central area of the vacation planning booths. The window will be open daily from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., better assisting guests with their actual guest relation questions rather than waiting back in Main Street in the Magic Kingdom. So, very interesting. I'm sure people had guest problems and then had to wait all the way till they crossed the water, get into the Magic Kingdom, and then go to guest relations. Now they can get their questions answered before they even get into the park, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, I was surprised there wasn't one there to begin with.
I could have sworn back in the day there was. I could have sworn there was a guest relations area there prior to them revamping the TTC. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works. Have you ever heard of what they call the Cupcake at the Magic Kingdom?
The Cupcake?
The Cupcake.
No.
It's the little booth out in front of the turnstiles that's like a guest relations booth. You can do like the same things you do with the walk-up window, but it's shaped. It looks like a cupcake, so they call it the Cupcake building.
Oh, that's so strange.
Yeah. So next time you go to the Magic Kingdom, look for the Cupcake.
Look for the Cupcake.
Yeah. I don't think I could work in it. I think I would get claustrophobic. It looks very small. I mean, it is air conditioned, but it looks very small. I'd be like, I feel like the walls are closing in.
It'd be like sitting in a closet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that does not appeal to me one bit.
Yeah. So, okay, let's take a moment. Hey, on today's show, pass holder offerings for the Disney's Hollywood Studio, Jazz in the Disneyland Paris, and is Mr. Lassiter coming back, and so much more on this week's show of the Disney Parks Podcast. All right, there is a lot of stuff happening at the studios, and apparently they want to send more people there before June.
Okay.
They want to see how many people they can fit in the park, kind of so they can estimate what's going to happen on June 30th, I think. So beginning on May 18th, annual pass holders can enjoy several exclusive things at the Disney Hollywood Studios. One, and the first time I read this, I was like, early access? It's early access to purchase a Toy Story Land Magic Band.
No. That's crazy.
Annual pass holders can visit Mickey's of Hollywood, or the Celebrity 5 and 10, or Keystone Clothiers, or Once Upon a Toy at Walt Disney World Presents to purchase the official Toy Story Magic Band before it becomes available to guests on June 30th. I may have to get one. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think you need one because it's so you. I mean, anybody who's watching this, all they can do is, like, see behind you. It's a sea of Toy Story.
Yeah.
It would be like if they were doing a Beauty and the Beast land.
For you.
I would have to have.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Or Ratatouille.
Right.
I would absolutely have to have that magic band.
Well, that's coming to Paris and Epcot, so you never know. Hey, double character dining discounts for annual pass holders can receive a limited time 20% discount on all meal periods at Hollywood and Vine. And listen, I was there, and they are crazy to charge that amount for a buffet. I was shocked. I forgot what it was. It was like $100. I think it was $50 a person. So to get 20,
it's been a long time since I've been there.
Yeah. Since they put the characters in, I think I have to take up a pass. It's just too much. Hey, daily viewing of The Incredibles 2 sneak peek from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Annual pass holders invited to attend the annual pass holder only viewing of The Incredibles 2 sneak peek at Walt Disney Presents. And for you Donald Duck fans, the Donald Duck Summer Magnet gift. Annual pass holders can stop by Mickey's of Hollywood, Celebrity 5 and 10, Keystone Clothiers, Once Upon a Toy, or the Walt Disney World Presents to receive their complimentary gift, a summer-themed magnet featuring, for the first time in forever, Donald Duck. I swear Disney bought a magnet company.
Right. Probably. I will bring you something, whatever you want, like, that is Nashville, like, a Nashville thing, whether it be beer or some kind of candy or whatever, if you can get those for Aljon and I.
Oh, I can get those. Yeah, when we go this weekend, I'll keep going to the stores and get a whole bunch of them. I'll give them out as gifts on the show. Because they don't ask for your ID, and if they do, they don't do anything. Oh, like, you know, I mean, one woman asked, and I showed it. Another woman didn't ask and gave me 2. Well, all right.
Oh, nice.
If you're going to give me 2, I'll take 2.
Oh, yeah. Because, see, we haven't been able to get them because we haven't been down.
Yeah.
We got the ones for Christmas.
Right.
But the other ones, we haven't been able to...
Yeah,
with our work schedules, have not been able to make it down as often as we usually do.
John has one for you from the flower.
Ooh, nice.
I think, yeah, so I'll let him surprise you with that. I am sure the magnets are while supplies last or until June 29th. And everything else is till June 29th or while supplies last. It would be funny if they ran out of the magic bands before June 30th. If all the pass holders gobble them up and there was none left, but I highly doubt that. I'm sure they ordered like 2 billion of them. So. All right. What else we got going, Kristen?
So we have lineup revealed for Disney Loves Jazz at Disneyland Paris. Tickets are now on sale. So this September, the musical genre jazz will take over Walt Disney Studios Park at Disneyland Paris. During a nighttime event called Disney Loves Jazz, you can visit the Jazz Loves Disney in concert, meet jazzy Disney characters, and enjoy the park and its attractions in a festive way. Which sounds very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I wonder how popular this is going to be.
Yeah.
Performing during the night, some of the artists include China Moses, Hugh Colton, Miles Santko, Robin McKeel, Ben Uncle Soul,
I don't know,
as well as more. Moses and Colton are on the Jazz Loves Disney album, so if you have one of those, you may recognize their name from that. They do have 2 different types of tickets that you can get. There's a standard and a premium. The standard ticket provides you access to the event, attractions, and character meet and greets. It is €49, so that's roughly about $58 US. The premium ticket gives you the Jazz Loves Disney in-concert show. Those tickets are €69, roughly 82 US. During the event, Rendezvous Gourmand event is running at La Place de Remy. This is a small French equivalent of the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. For those of you that want to enjoy this, it's going to be on September 29th, 2018 from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. You can purchase the tickets through the official website of Disneyland Paris.
Do you think, first of all, is like France a jazz city?
I don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah. Would something like this work well in, Disneyland or Disney World, do you think?
I would think most likely Disney World.
Like American Garden?
Because, you think of jazz and you're thinking of the South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it like in New Orleans Square at Disneyland. That would make sense. And they do have some jazz bands that kind of walk around or stand.
But I don't see people wanting to pay that
Yeah.
who live in California.
Right. Well, maybe if it's one of these very popular jazzy people.
If you like jazz.
Yeah, if you like jazz. I'm sure there are people. Who likes jazz? James Spader goes to jazz bars in New York City. He said
really?
He talks about them on the Jimmy Fallon show. And I think he took Jimmy once too. So now Jimmy's,
interesting.
Yeah, Jimmy's into it. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I can tolerate it. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not a big jazz person, anything like that. But yeah, I mean, most types of music I can either enjoy or tolerate. The only thing I can say that I just cannot get behind is like bluegrass. No. But see that I could see you not minding bluegrass because you really like country music.
Yeah, see, I don't mind some bluegrass. If it's like the folksy kind of bluegrass, I kind of can tolerate that. I can listen to it.
Yeah. See, I'm not a country music person, so
that's my jam. I always like hearing about people losing their car, their wife, and their kids. Hey, last week's trivia question was, in Sleeping Beauty, Kristen, maybe you can answer this. In Sleeping Beauty, what was the name of Maleficent's pet raven? Caw-caw, caw-caw.
Diablo.
Very good. Very, very good. And Carrie is our winner this week. So, Carrie, it's in the mail, as we'd like to say. All right, this I hope everybody can get this because you've probably seen this movie 800 times, or at least your kids have. In the movie Frozen, how many brothers does Hans say he has? If you know the answer, send that to the Disney Parks Podcast at gmail.com. So we'll see how many answers we get on that. I'm going to be interested.
I've seen the movie twice and I don't remember.
Yeah, I've probably seen it about that many times and I can't remember. All right, hey, if you want to come and support the show, go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast. And we have an ad-free show. We have good content over there. And we reward you with something when you sign up. And we'd like to thank our current Patreons, James, Grant, Ernie, David, Sam, Jennifer, Ross, Ron, Jeremy, Willie, Michael, Mike, Cassandra, Katie, Eva, Katie, Mike, Corey, and Kathy. So thank you all for your patronage.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't get anybody to like bite into that at all.
You got to give them goodies.
I give them goodies if they wanted to, get into it, but apparently my goodies aren't enticing enough.
Yeah.
I should probably offer food. That would probably work.
Food or booze, I'm sure people sign up. I'll send you a special beer from Nashville. Yeah.
I'll send you a can of Cutwater Spirits canned cocktail.
Yeah, there you go. All right, there was a bunch of permits again filed for the Magic Kingdom. Now they're modifying these permits for the Tron Life Cycle, and it possibly removes the Main Street Theater. And that's where I was hoping to get my Broadway show that we're not going to get now. So,
oh,
now, it may come back, but usually once Disney cuts it off the list, it doesn't come back. So this is sad. I think from what I heard around that the movie theater possibly going away is they don't know how, like if it holds 7,000 people like they were trying to build it for, they don't know where 7,000 people will go when the movie empties. You know, they don't want. The idea was to get them off of Main Street, and then they don't want to dump 7,000 people back onto Main Street. And I said, well, they would have used the little entrance over by Tomorrowland and dumped them out in Tomorrowland right in the middle of the park.
Yeah, why not do that, I wonder?
Yeah, or you could have built another entrance to even further back in the park. You know, like Fantasmic's got, 2 exits. One goes all the way to the front of the park and one lets out on Sunset. So they could have certainly come up with different entrance and exit options, my guess. Anyway, according to these modified permits published the other day, the Disney Magic Kingdom is preparing for the upcoming Tron Light Cycle Run attraction, which will be slightly larger than initially expected, which I'm glad to hear.
Yeah.
I was thinking we were going to get a cut-down version anyway, so... but it might be cutting into the Tomorrowland Speedway. Yet again, something will take a little slice away from the Speedway. I want
the whole Speedway to be gone.
I sometimes agree with you, but it is a fun place for kids, I guess. To
me, everything at Disney should be fun if you're a kid.
Yeah, true.
If it's not, man, what is wrong with you, child? you know?
And it is a very, it has to stop. People have to get on. People have to get off. It's a very slow-moving attraction. It doesn't move fast because it's a car that people have to get into. So I don't think the throughput is what they'd like it to be. I said they should have turned it into, like not Candy Crush, but from Wreck-It Ralph, something like that. That would have been fun. I'm sure they could have, put virtual goggles on you, and you could have seen virtual stuff, right?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but we're not going to get any of that. The initial permits for the grading and the drainage that affected the area titled Magic Kingdom Eastside Modification have been altered to include more Tomorrowland around the MK2 project, which is believed to be the upcoming Tron attraction, and remove the MK1 project, which was assumed to be the Main Street Theater. So, the MK2 project now looks to include a portion of the Tomorrowland Speedway track, and according to some engineering reports, the phased development will include 3.4-acre building coverage, and permits of construction will expire on 2022, so 1 year past the deadline. So there's a lot of construction going on back there now. If you go past the Bay Lake Tower, there are construction walls up, and they're digging and plowing and moving along. So I'm just interested, if you look on a Google map, per se, and you look at the area, it's kind of tight back there. It's going to be on the other side of the railroad track, which will be interesting because people are going to probably have to go over the railroad track to get to this Tron coaster. So it'll be interesting how they figure this all out back there.
It seems like it's going to be a lot of moving parts to trying to figure out how to, put that there.
Yeah, because that concept drawing definitely shows stairs going up and over. It'll be interesting how they're going to get all the strollers, scooters, and wheelchairs up and over.
Not happening.
Sorry, you got to stay here. Stay here.
You could be like you could be like the people over in Disneyland that do things like. I was reading a story from a friend of mine. She, her company is City Strollers out in California. She got a phone call once from the police because somebody who had rented their stroller had decided that it was a good idea for them to ride an attraction and leave the toddler alone in the stroller.
Wow. That's nice. That's really special.
Oh, yeah, she's got some crazy stories of things that she's seen happen.
Wow.
In the the parks in California. I cannot wrap my head around why you would do that to your kid.
Yeah. Well, I remember working security, and I was in the Epcot. I was in the Epcot parking lot on one side. Somebody was on the other side, and I heard over the radio that they had 2 kids in the car. The parents got so excited when the tram pulled up that the parents went and got on the tram and left the 2 kids in the car. So the tram driver had to bring them back to get their kids.
How does that happen?
The parents got excited, got on the tram and said, I guess they said, kids, come on, and they didn't get out of the car fast enough, and none of the parents turned around, and the tram took off. And kids there and parents, at the front of the park. Yeah.
Some things that people do with their kids, it's like you can turn around and replace them if something happens to them, They just...
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's just terrible.
Sometimes it's worse than they treat their dogs or cats.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Okay, so Star Wars fans, this story you are going to enjoy. So, at Disney Springs, starting on May 24th, you will be able to pick up a free solo A Star Wars Story button. Of course, this is going to be while supplies last, because that's always how it works. Mm-hmm. But the location is going to be Star Wars Galactic Outpost, the Star Wars Trading Post, and the AMC 24 Theater will be participating locations where you can pick up this button. It is going to be similar to when they did the Rogue One, A Star Wars Story back in 2016. These complimentary buttons, of course, are going to run out quickly. So the sooner you can get there to get them, the better it is for you. Cast members will be allowed to wear these buttons on their costumes between May 24th and 27th, as long as it does not exceed their 2-pin or button maximum requirement.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I think these are going to go quick. I don't think
they're
stick around. Yeah. And I will say this. I saw Deadpool 2 this weekend. And
did you like it?
I loved it. It's really for adults. It's rated R. But
of course.
It is super funny. Super, super, super entertaining and funny. Yeah. I hope they make a Deadpool 3, 4, 5 because these things are very funny. I enjoy them.
I do too. I haven't seen the most recent one, mm-hmm. but I liked it when I saw the first one.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Brolin plays Cable, and one of the funniest things was Deadpool calls him Thanos. It's like, oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's hysterical. There's so many. Yeah, I think I have to go see it again because I am sure I was laughing so hard at stuff that I probably missed the next line, which was probably just as funny. So, all right, the next story seems to be very controversial. I posted this on Disney by the Numbers, and gosh, I really did not think I was going to get that many comments. But this thing is like blowing up on my Facebook. I think,
wow.
I think everybody's got an opinion on one side or the other side of the story. But as we all know, John, took a little sabbatical, a little leave of absence for his discretions. But now Disney is thinking about, his 6 months are up or coming close to being up. What are we going to do? How are we going to take him back into the fold? His 6 months started back in November of 2017. According to the Wall Street Journal, executives at the Walt Disney have a discussion on bringing Lassiter back to work in a capacity that reduces his supervisory ability, but would still allow him to utilize his creative influences without the liability that could come from him being in charge of 1,000 employees. Interesting. As of now, Disney has not given any indicators as to whether or not Lassiter will return May 21st, which is today, at this recording, which is a 6-month mark. Pixar Animation Studio and Walt Disney Animation have managed to adopt in operating in his absence, although, according to some employees, they are not aware of who will lead them in the future. This poses a tricky situation for the entertainment giant as they decide what to do. He was also the chief creative officer at Disney Studios, and Lassiter led many of the company's most valuable franchises, including Toy Story, Finding Nemo. Following Disney's acquisition of Pixar in 2005, he led the revival of the Disney Animation Studio, which was responsible for such hits as Frozen and Zootopia. He also advised on other things like the parks. I think he was the creative officer for the parks. Did a lot of the, that's probably the reason we have a Toy Story Land, a Cars Land. He's channeling those energies that way. Some current and former employees of Pixar have reportedly told media outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, that Lassiter routinely hugged or otherwise touched them without consent. Listen, he was Lotso. He was a hugging bear. He hugged.
It's gotten to the point where, I will say, living, now that I've been in the South for, 26 years, people hug. That's not an unusual thing. You don't go, hey, can I have a hug? You're like, oh, good to see you. And you just, hug people.
Right.
So,
if you come to
I'm not saying he's not guilty of anything. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just makes it difficult, to know whether somebody's uncomfortable or not. It's kind of sad that you have to almost ask now at times if you can shake a woman's hand, because it might be seen as making an unwanted advance.
Right. I'll give you a warning.
So I don't know I don't know what to say. What did she do now?
Yeah.
Do you have to ask, can I shake your hand? Can I give you a hug? Especially when, in other countries, that would even be a crazy thing if you had, that was going on.
Yeah, in Japan they don't hug.
I see Raphael, and being that his family is from Cuba, what do? You kiss on the cheek, that's just, it's an everyday thing, so...
Yeah. I listen, if you come to a Disney Parks podcast meetup, you're probably going to get a hug from me, so be prepared. Just say, I'm not going to ask you, I'm probably just going to do it, and that'll be that.
Wear a shirt that says, I do not accept warm hugs.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what she could blast it, or is a Olaf shirt.
Oh gosh. I don't even, oh my, yeah, I've got one kid who, we have, I work with 85 children, and a lot of them will walk up and just get a hug, and some of them, are pretty much my size, and they're only in first grade, and so they'll about knock me over. So some of them I've had to say, you need to let me know if you want a hug, because you could hurt me, you could knock me down.
Right.
And but I have one little girl, because she likes to grab your leg and stuff like that, hug on weird parts of your body, right. Here, let me hug your foot. So I've told her, I was like, you have to ask me for a hug. So she will walk up and go, can I have a warm hug? That's what she said.
Yeah.
She asked specifically for a warm hug. I have an option if I'm cold,
Right. If I was Disney, this is what I would do. And listen, I'm not Bob Iger. He's got bigger fish to fry, a lot of assets to protect. But I would still put him in charge of Pixar. I'd put him in charge of the animation studio. But like this article from the Wall Street Journal saying, no direct reports. Put Brad Bird or somebody in charge of Pixar. Pick somebody over at the animation studio. And they kind of dot line to, Lassiter, so he can be the creative genius he is and point them in the right direction. with story and content and things like that. And then same thing at the parks. Nobody reports to him in the parks, but he has a dotted line to the presidents of Disneyland and Walt Disney World to give creative input, on things to do. This way, there's no liability. They say, listen, nobody report to him. Yes, he's going to have interaction at events and things like that. And maybe for a while he shouldn't go to any premieres because I hear that's where a lot of his indiscretions came. When he got drunk, he was hugging and grabbing everybody. And if he does come, maybe there's got to be no alcohol, and somebody's got to kind of, I'm going to say, babysit him,
Yeah.
To make sure he doesn't.
That means
stupid.
No more Trader Sam's for you, John. That way I can go to the bathroom.
Oh, God, that was so long ago. Yeah, like what, 10 years ago?
When it was 2011, right?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Listen, I would really like to see Mr. Lassiter come back. I know that probably pisses a lot of people off, but I really think that he is a creative genius with a lot of this stuff.
I mean, you give him stipulations that should you do this, this is what happens. I mean, because it would be a shame for him to not have input into Pixar, because Pixar has done fantastic, and it only has because he's such a creative genius.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
you just put him on like parole.
Yeah.
You're on Disney parole.
Yeah.
This is house arrest. Here you go. This is how it's working.
Maybe he's got to get peed and drug tested, randomly, just to make sure he's not on the sauce anymore. I don't know. I mean, he owns a vineyard. I don't know what he would do there, but
no more drinking your wine.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. So, all right, let's move on before people get pissed at us.
Okay. Speaking of drinking, Rick's Sports Bar and Grill is now open at Coronado Springs. Had a soft opening. They updated Rick's Lounge. Yeah. It now accepts reservations. You have lunch and dinner, and you can get reservations are accepted starting June 2nd and beyond. Appetizer menu is going to feature things like a lobster slider, which is $18. It's served on a Parker House roll. There's a veggie lettuce wrap for $12. Guachos, which are $12. It's a crispy waffle fries topped with queso, blanco, bacon, and scallions. Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Short rib chili for $8. That sounds really good. Corn chowder. They're going to have 2 different types of salads. There's going to be a wedge salad for $10 and a Rick's salad for $9. It's going to feature artisanal blend greens tossed in a honey orange vinaigrette with roasted beets, tomato, cucumber, and goat cheese. The only thing that salad sounds like it needs is some those honeyed candied pecans on it.
Yeah.
For those who like sandwiches, they're going to have a Rick's grilled cheese for $14. There's a turkey and brie sandwich for $14, and for $16.49 you can get a Rick's Mahi Reuben, which features pastrami seasoned mahi and beer braised sauerkraut. Now that sounds quite interesting.
Yeah.
All the sandwiches are served with your choice of waffle fries, sweet potato fries, green apple cabbage slaw, or beets and goat cheese. I like that you don't have your normal, boring side items to choose from.
Right.
One of my favorite things is to take sweet potato fries and dip them in honey mustard.
Right.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. It's when did a grilled cheese sandwich become $14? It's cheese and bread.
I'm wondering what kind of cheese is on there.
It better be something really, really good and really, really rare.
Yes, it cannot be American cheese, Kraft singles.
Right.
No, not for $14. It needs to be brioche with some brie and, something like that.
As Wahlburgers calls it, the government cheese.
Yeah, no.
Better not be the government cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you my Rick's story?
No.
All right. We went there for a meetup, and I had a weird hunkering for a melon ball. So the server comes over.
Wait. Yes.
Yeah.
But continue the story, but I do know it, because if everybody else hasn't heard it, they need to hear this, because it's crazy.
Yeah, so I ordered a melon ball, which is Medora, vodka, pineapple, and orange juice. And server said, yeah, fine, I'm not sure what that is, but she writes it down. And then she comes back with like these mini carafes. One had vodka, one had Medora, one had orange juice, and one had pineapple juice. I'm like, they're supposed to be like mixed up in a drink over ice. So she said, "Oh, I'll bring you a glass." I'm like, "What is this? Like DIY cocktails?" So fine, she brings me a glass with ice. I make my own Medora. We go to leave. She brings over the bill, and it's like $35. I'm like, for a melon ball? She charged me individually for each of the items. So then I said, listen, I'm not paying that. So I went to the bar. I said, you're going to have to get the manager. I said to the manager, listen, I ordered a melon bowl, and I got this. I got 4 different things. I had to make it, and now she's charging me $35. I'm not going to pay that. She goes, well, we don't have melon ball in the thing, so she just, I don't want to know the excuses. Just $16 is what I'm willing to pay for a drink at Disney. So figure that out. And I don't know. I think he just comped it. I think he said, "Don't worry about it. It's on us," or whatever. So that's my.
At that point, as a manager, you and I both worked in restaurants for several years. The proper response to that is, I'm so sorry. She just, didn't know how to ring it up. Don't worry about it. We'll fix this. No problem.
Yeah.
That's the proper. Don't make an excuse that way.
Right.
If there's something like that happens, just say, "Oh, she didn't know what it was. It was a mistake. We've got this." Not like, "Well, we don't have that on the menu." Oh, really? You're a lounge.
Right.
That is your thing to know that. Just like the issue that I had at Paddlefish.
Oh yeah.
Which I love Paddlefish.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to the last visit, which was just up at the rooftop bar. I've been there 3 times now since it's changed over. Excellent food, great service, except for whatever was going on that night.
Yeah.
And the guy told me, I asked, "What are your beers on tap?" And I said, "What kind of beer is that?" And he says, "A dark beer, and it comes out the color of a Pilsner." No, that is not, look at that. How can you tell me when you look at that you think that's a dark beer? Sometimes I'm like, I get it if you're young and you you're 18 years old and this is your first serving job.
Right.
Or bar job.
Right.
But this is Disney.
Yeah.
And this is Paddlefish, a specialty dining experience.
Yeah. Overpriced.
You should know these things. You should know that Cabernet Sauvignon is a red and Sauvignon Blanc is a white. Things like that are common knowledge and should be at 18.
Right.
My first table waiting job was when I was 19, and I quickly learned all that stuff because I didn't want to look stupid.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I was the owner's son of a restaurant. I definitely had to know those things so I didn't look stupid. You
probably knew them long before you were old enough to drink.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, just be careful out there, because not everybody is smart or on the ball, shall we say.
That's true.
All right, last but not least, let's do some headline news. All right, so apparently Lucas president, Miss Kennedy, teases Lando Calrissian a Star Wars spin-off.
What?
Yeah, so I think she said at one of the press or media events that there may be a Lando spin-off. The movie hasn't even premiered yet, and we're spinning things off it.
Huh.
Yeah, interesting. So we'll see what happens. ESPN Worldwide Sports Complex is going to host the 2022 Special Olympics Summer Games. I am glad it is not 2021 during the 50th, because that would just be mayhem and chaos.
Oh, yeah. No,
So,
that
good
would
thing
be
it's the
beyond a
following-
bad idea.
Yeah. Disney launched a new mobile game called Disney Heroes Battle Mode. So I guess your heroes can go into battle.
Have you played it yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I haven't yet. I'm still, thanks to you, hooked on the Disney emoji game.
I'm sorry.
You're the one who got me into it because you kept sending me these messages that had all these Disney emojis, and I was like, "Oh, I've got to get this game."
Yeah.
And I'm still hooked on that game.
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh, I've got to get Hades," you know.
Right. Yeah, I got stuck. I couldn't get any more things. I was like, all right, that's enough.
Well, they keep coming out with new stuff for you to get. Like this week now, you can get Hades, but you can't. It's not like you can buy him. You have to like get so far into that particular thing to get it.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm a big fan of Hades, so I'm like, oh man.
Sorry, I put that monkey on your back. Hey, Disney DVC members, there are going to be two member cruises in 2019. Not one, but two. So get up early. It's I think they said 320 points per person per day. So get out your DVC wallet for that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very pricey. It's cheaper to buy the cruise than it's going, but they give you a lot of swag and just usually fun things to do. California Adventure is introducing a new menu at Flo's V8 Cafe, so I have to get out there, I think, and check out some of the new stuff. I really should have gone for Pixar Fest. I don't know what I'm doing here recording this. Should be really a Pixar Fest. The Victory Way entrance of Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort is temporarily closing beginning May 29th. I think they're going to be doing some entrance changes on either Bonnet Creek and Victoria Way. So just, if you go into the resort, pay attention to the detour signs. And then the new Disney Springs parking maps are available. And these are weird. They point out the parking areas like the orange garage, the lime garage, the strawberry lot, the mango lot. And then they have directions on how to get there. I'm thinking, well, why are you handing these out at Disney Springs? I should have been parked by now, right? Now, they're also, I think, in the resort.
I'm confused. Like, are they having people who get
that don't know how to
lost?
Yeah,
or what?
When they drive there, they don't know where to park. Two big parking structures. Pick one of those, or the little lots next to them. And then we're hearing that the other third parking garage may be split, maybe half cast members and half guests. And then they're going to build another walkway from that parking garage to Disney Springs.
I wonder what that parking garage is going to be called.
I don't know. They're running out of fruits.
Do they have grapefruit?
I can't remember. I know there's mango, strawberry, orange, lime. I don't know if they have grapefruit. There may be a small grapefruit area over by Cirque. I'd have to go back and look at my parking maps.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so if you're not sure where to park, Disney will help you with that. I'm still waiting for them to charge for that. And the last thing is we want to remind everybody is June on this podcast is going to be Toy Story Month.
Oh.
Yeah, I have Toy Story shirts and hats, and I don't know what John's going to be doing. Probably just laughing at me. We may even talk about Toy Story merchandise. I got some new goodies downstairs, too. So it's going to be Toy Story Month on this damn show. Finally.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, and once again, Kristen, tell everybody where they can find you.
diningatdisney.com on social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Dining at Disney. On Apple Podcast and Stitcher, you can find the Dining at Disney podcast.
And you guys have a live show now, right?
WDW Tiki Room is doing live shows. It's been on Sundays because our show airs on Monday on Sorcerer Radio, WDW Tiki Room. So we're doing it live on Facebook, so you can join in and chat with us and ask questions or whatever it is, and we're going to do that.
That ran way into my bedtime.
I bet. Usually it wouldn't be that late, but it happened to be yesterday. A little too late.
Highly say if you want to know about Disney food, you have to go check out her website. Got tons of great information there. And Aljon has great stuff about Star Wars and Marvel. He's got, I don't know how many podcasts he's doing right now. 3, 4, 5.
Let's see. It's down to
Marvel's
1.
Star Wars?
1.
Just Tiki Room?
Just Tiki Room.
Wow.
His life's too busy.
Wow, he's like a podcast addict. Did he do that cold turkey?
It had to be, yeah. Work has been very demanding of him past 2 months, so it's kind of been.
All right, sounds good.
This is what you have to do because, well, that pays the bills.
Yeah.
This is, fun.
Yeah.
So, you got to adult sometimes, right?
Yeah, we all can't be a little Magellan, quit our jobs. Some of us have to work. All right, go check out Dining at Disney and WW Tiki Room on Facebook and Sorcerer Radio. They do a lot of great things, a lot of great shows over there too. So, highly recommend that you check them out. Don't forget to go visit us at DisneyParksPodcast.com. We're on the Twitter at Disney Podcaster. We post the Facebook show on YouTube, so go visit us at YouTube. / Disney Parks Podcast, I believe. We started up our Instagram a little bit. So, go check us out on Instagram. I think we're Disney Podcast? Disney Parks Podcast? I think we're Disney Parks Podcast. And that's it. As we'd like to say right here, we'll see you in the parks. Now let me just hit this.